a moment, I'm going to be speaking to 17-year-old Junaid Ahmed, who says his career as a model doesn't conflict with his faith as a Muslim. Yesterday we had a guest on who said that his parents were ashamed because he was a sports journalist. Would you tell your family and friends proudly if your son became a male model? Wow. Or would you just lie at weddings, say that he was doing something else, studying accountancy or something like that? So that's what we'll be doing at around 2 o'clock. Got lots of other things to come in the second hour as well. You should find out as the hour unravels. As I said, texts and emails to read out as well from the first hour. All of that after the news with Kalpana Badu.
These tracks on Asian on Asian Network.
Hello. It is me, Nihal, on the BBC Asian Network. How are you feeling? Good? It's a Tuesday, and whether you're driving around Leicester or Birmingham or listening via a DAB through your TV, or perhaps, horror of horrors, you actually have a digital radio in your kitchen as we do at home, then welcome to the show. Now, what do you think of modelling as a career? Do you feel that increasingly a lot of Asians are getting swept up by this celebrity culture and the chance to be judged not for what is in their mind and what is in their heart and soul, but what they look like, how square their jaw is, how well shaped their pectoral muscles and six-packs are, how beautifully plump their lips are, and how fair their skin is, which is, of course, I know something that a lot of Asians care about. Could you call yourself a practicing Muslim and take up a career as a model? Is it haram to be a model? After all, modesty is important, is it not, in religion? But then, of course, if you got it, flaunt it. And you're not hurting anyone. You're doing something that gives people pleasure, happiness even, while helping to break down stereotypes and barriers that exist between communities. My guest today is a 17-year-old Junaid Ahmed, who says you can be a practicing Muslim model. But do you agree? And if you are Hindu, Sikh, atheist, Christian, no matter what, do you think modelling is appropriate profession for Asians to go into? Perhaps you have aspirations to be a model. We've heard plenty of instances when female Muslim models have been criticised for their work. Do you think that it's different if you're a male model? Junaid, welcome to the show, my friend.
Hello, thanks for having me on the show today.
All good, man, it's all good. Now, how old were you when you decided I want to be a model?
I was at the age of 14 when I thought about modelling, and then I spoke to my parents about it, but they thought I was a bit young, so I thought I was fine. And then at the age of 15 I attended the London Clothes Show and got scouted by a fashion agent, and that started off my modelling career.
That's amazing. So you got scouted. Okay, so someone comes up to you, just to explain to people what scouting is, someone comes up to you and says what?
Well, at the show, it was like after when the show finished, and you just walk around, there's modelling agencies and people standing around. I was walking, and then this fashion agent approached me and asked me about modelling. And then at that point, he said, like, do you want to start modelling? And this is the way to start it. And that's what happened, really.
Wow, okay. Who did you go and tell first?
I was with my mum at the clothes show, and she was with me at the point.
And what did she think?
Because I was the age of 15 at that time, she allowed me to make my own decision, and that's where we carried it on.
Wow. And what about you, other family members?
My family are really supportive. That's what I want to show to other Asian people as well, that my family are not the typical Asian people. They actually support what I do, and I wouldn't be doing it today if I didn't have the support of my family.
It's very, very important to have family support, isn't it? Because it could go horribly wrong, isn't it, if they are done. And what about extended family? Because obviously it's part of a community, isn't it, being an Asian?
Yeah.
What about extended family? What about aunts and uncles? And when you are asked, or your mum's asked, oh, how's your 17-year-old boy doing? How's Junaid doing? What's he up to? Does she say proudly, oh, he's a model?
My mum's really proud of what I do, and she does proudly say that her son's a model, and all her friends know about it as well. She's got nothing to be ashamed of, because modelling is a perfect career for anyone if you've got the talent, so I don't see nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, you're a practicing Muslim.
Yeah, I am.
How do you think those two marry together, Junaid? Is it easy to do both?
Well, I think if you're obviously praying for what you want in life and you want to live a good life, praying and the career you have works well together because it helps you both ways.
Right, I see. That makes sense. But what about the idea of modesty? Because, of course, women are expected to be modest, aren't they?
Yeah.
Now, what about modesty with your good self? I mean, I've seen some of your pictures, and, you know, you're not there in any state of undress, no rippling six-packs or any of that. You're always dressed very, very well. A lot of swagger going on.
I think the type of modelling I do is fashion, catwalk and commercial modelling. I wouldn't go into modelling like glamour modelling for men or whatever. I wouldn't do that type of modelling because I don't feel comfortable doing that type of modelling. And I think with the modesty as well, I think that comes into the like glamour modelling with men as well. I don't think it's right. If women can't do it, then men shouldn't be doing it also.
Right, okay. So there are definite parameters to what you would and wouldn't model.
Definitely, I wouldn't go off my limits, never.
Okay, well that's good to know, because of course there are a lot of sharks in the industry, aren't there?
There is a lot of people that can backstab you in the industry and make you do things you don't want to do, but if you stand your firm ground and say what you say from the start, it's perfect.
All right, okay, Junaid, stay with us. Let's get another track in, and I'd like to know from you, would you approve of your son or daughter becoming a model? 81869 on the text, email nihal@bbc.co.uk. Do you think times are changing? Do you think we should be able to celebrate each other's beauty? Or do you think that these things are best left for other people, and that Asians shouldn't be modelling? There you go. But if that's the case, Asians shouldn't be acting. Let's see. If you see Junaid's shots, you can just put Junaid Ahmed into Google or whatever search engine you use, and then model. If you put those three in, you'll find pictures of him, and you can tell us what you think. 81869 is the text number, as I said, and email nihal@bbc.co.uk. There's also a link to pictures of Junaid on our Facebook page, the address of which I gave out some moments ago, but I'll give out again, which is facebook.com/BBC Asian Network phone in. Haha, let's have a bit of Jawani too, shall we? DJ, 25 minutes past 2. I am joined by the 17-year-old male model, Junaid Ahmed. Good afternoon, Junaid.
Good afternoon.
Now, what do you think of all the criticism that some Muslim female models have got because of their chosen profession?
I think obviously being a female model in the Asian culture is not really seen as a right thing to do because of backwards Asian culture and what people think of females that should be doing in the Asian culture. I don't think they realise the change in society now and what women's rights have now, which is why they choose that certain type of career.
There's a kind of culture clash, isn't it? A generation clash going on, Junaid. And as a 17-year-old British Muslim, where do you feel that clash the most? What part of your life do you feel is most up against that clash? And it may not be from your own parents, but just from the culture.
I think it's because of where I'm from in Peterborough, everyone knows me for being that model. And I think because of Peterborough being a highly Asian populated city, it's hard for me to do what I want because there's so few Asian people in the city and they all know what I do. So I feel really out of place sometimes when people know my stuff without even knowing me.
And what about the freedom that you have? Because of course the modelling industry, in terms of networking, there's a big social side to it, isn't it? The models hanging out afterwards and going to the parties, etc., etc. Does your cultural background stop you from being able to get involved in that side of it?
Not really. I can still have fun without it. Like with my culture by my side still, it doesn't really matter for me.